Mysterious George, you're on another dumb show. What's up, dude?
Yeah, the quick question that I had, and since Mikey's on, if he wants to answer as well, that's fine. If not, it's all good. Dumb and Mikey,
Oh,
has there ever been a time where you felt like you wish you could just go back and like change something? Anything you did was like super bad. You're like, fuck, I wish I can go back and just take that all back. Or anything at all in your entire life, you wish you could go back and just change it.
bad things you've done?
Yeah,
Or
because obviously good things is, you want to relive it, but it's bad things. Wish you could just change something. You
oh,
stole something when you were young. You punched a chick or I don't know, whatever.
definitely never did that. Geez, that's a heavy one. Mikey, I'll let you go first because I kind of have two. If you got any,
I don't got nothing I go back and change. I think whatever's going to happen in my life was going to happen either way.
really, do you think it helped
Yeah.
around you, even if you did something wrong, it helped around you and you learned from it, kind of a
Yeah,
situation?
for the most part, what am I going to do? Say, oh, I wish I didn't try this drug or I wish I didn't try that drug. It was going to happen either way. So,
Right on. That's actually a good way to look at things because then you're not dwelling on the past and you don't, you hopefully you took because that's what I was talking to my kids about that it's all about learning from your mistakes.
make
You,
peace with everything in your past so nothing hangs on, anyways.
well, even if you made a mistake, learn from it. Everybody makes mistakes. Parents, everyone, politicians, people you look up to, your coaches, your teachers, everybody makes mistakes. The goal is everybody is supposed to learn from them and not repeat them. So if you're looking at it the way you did, that your bad experiences help mold who you are, that's a good way to look at things. Um, Mine, I have one that's ridiculous that I wish I could go back and change, and I think I may have even told that story once before. But the one that I always think back on, and it just pops into my head every once in a while. There was this kid. I think I was maybe in sixth grade, and there was this kid who lived down the street from us. His name was Brent, and Brent was, gosh, the closest person I could ever compare them to, and it's a bad comparison. Well, this was a highly functioning person who was definitely on the spectrum. When we didn't know what spectrum was at that time, it was just, you just called them the R word. You know what I mean? Not to their face, really, but behind their back and stuff because they were acting that way. That's because you didn't know any other way to express, okay, this is a person, you're young and dumb. And my parents weren't really necessarily good about being like, not that my parents were walking around throwing the R word, but they weren't like, hey, don't use that word, don't make fun of those kind of people, that kind of stuff. So I was bad about that when I was younger. And this Brent kid in particular, he'd get really, you could rile him up real easily. And so we would get him all riled up on the bus or bus stop or something like that, me and my buddies. And it was usually my buddies who would instigate it. And you guys know me, I get wrapped up in the moment with friends and, getting crazy and, I get wrapped up all in it. So I was a big, easily peer pressured when I was younger. So I would just jump right on that bandwagon. But then at one point, Brent, fought back when we were picking on him one day, and he kind of pushed me, and because I'm a hothead idiot, I didn't think to myself, and he wasn't, and he's actually taller than me. Maybe even not heavier than me, but he was tall and real thin. So I didn't stop and think, this is a person who's not 100% here. Don't push them back. And I full blown just did a lineman punch shiv to his chest and just sent this kid flying. And he fell down and he hit the ground so hard that his nose started bleeding. And he was crying. And to this day, I feel so bad about pushing Brent down. I feel awful about it. But I did learn from it from there. I definitely have never ever made fun of a special person after that ever again. Certainly not for 10 years straight. But no, but having said that, I did kind of learn the lesson that, you gotta give a little, you gotta have a little restraint because they might lash out at you. You know what I mean? Especially if you're being an asshole and razzing them. But I did learn my lesson from another kid who, a kid who I thought was slow, and he was just but he was actually just a dick. I was running my mouth to him one day, and he just straight up just poof, just crossed me right across my face. I mean, like, not so much that it really necessarily even hurt. It just like it snapped my face, and it like shocked the shit out of me. And I just immediately went and told on him. And the teacher was like, "You've been harassing him for months relentlessly. You're lucky he didn't punch you sooner." So that was the world we used to live in. And so I learned my lesson there, too, for the hard way. But yeah, no, there you go, George. So I picked on a kid on the spectrum, and that was something I really regretted. Want to know what else is fucked up, Mikey? This guy thinks I'm a Trumper. When I'm not. Now, I did get a really good laugh out of something he did last night, or either last night or the night before. He did an interview with, I can't remember the organization he was with. It was at the Black Journalist Convention. He was asked a question about Kamala Harris being a DEI hire and whether or not she was only running for president because she's black. And this was his answer.
Sir, do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
Now,
I like it.
I don't know what I miss this guy so much. Now, I'm not particularly happy with the way he said what he said. He could have been a little bit more diplomatic about it and said, "Look, she has had a history of using her race to move up in her political career, and in my opinion, it is tacky or unsavory of her to do so." Just straight up saying, "Bitch, you say she's Indian. Now she made herself black. So fucking, I don't know." Dude, he fucked himself out of so many fucking black votes. I mean, he really did. He fucked himself right up the ass with, I mean, he did so good the other night, Mikey. When he came into I can't remember where he was coming into, one of the rallies right after he had been shot. And then he comes into this, Mikey. I don't know if you saw this.
Next president of the United.
Why is the audio so loud?
Oh, yeah.
So jacked. Hold on 1 second.
I saw that for sure.
You know what that is, but I don't know if everybody else does.
Yeah.
Next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
So there you go. Donald Trump coming out to 50 Cent, Many Men. I mean, that's a thug song. That's a hardcore song. I mean, I love that fucking song, by the way.
I figured you were gonna be voting for Kamala because I saw Megan Thee Stallion at her little thing, hyping her up. I saw Quavo out there.
Bro, I got you faded right here. Trust me. Don't you worry. Like I said, equal time for both sides here. We had Trump coming out, and that's what I'm saying. He blew an opportunity at the Black Journalist Convention to not come off looking like a fucking racist, and he did. Now, I don't necessarily believe he's a racist. I believe he would put white people before any other people, which I don't think makes you a white supremacist. I think makes you white. I don't think it's, if you're black, you try to put black people before. It's inherent in people of your own tribe or whatever, is that you look to them and you want everybody to do well, but your own tribe, you want to do well too. It's just a human thing. It's genetic. It's in your DNA. Nobody can help that. But to blow an opportunity to say, yeah, I fucking love everybody. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't care what color Kamala is. Why are you asking me about Kamala's color? I don't care. I don't care why she got hired. It doesn't matter to me. What's up with that border, by the way? You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. I did see a number that the border droppings have gone down considerably in the past, since, I can't remember what the number, when it happened, but this, basically in the summertime, it's gone down considerably. Could be because it's 120 degrees in the desert, so there aren't as many people coming across because they're going to burn to death or die of dehydration.
They've already let enough people in to make a direct impact over the next 20 years, so they don't need to let any more in.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I'm going to give him equal time here. I mentioned that Trump came out he was bumping 50 Cent. And 50 Cent, did you see, by the way, what he put out in a tweet after that? Oh, hold on, that's the wrong button. Oh, it's great. Why is this not opening? Oh, hold on, because I do the same wrong thing every time. He tweeted, Donald Trump gets shot and I'm trending. And then he put that in the tweet. Hello. Welcome to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. So good to have you guys with me this evening. You know how it feels. It feels so good. It feels so right. Having you guys streaming on my tube at night. Anyway, hit that thumbs up if you've not already taken a second to do so. If you're here, you must sort of like the show. So why not hit a thumbs up on tonight's issue? I think you can revoke it if you end up not liking it. But hey, why not go ahead and hit the thumbs up? Get that out of the way now. And don't forget, you can always download Another Dumb Show as an audio-only podcast through YouTube Music if you are interested in doing that. You can do that while you're on the job site. You don't have to watch the show. You can just listen to the show. Always follow the show on X, Instagram, at Another Dumb Show. You can always follow me on my other page, ADS Dumb, and my at Sean Street Entertainment, my DJ page. If you want to check those out, you can do that as well. Follow me there. Shout out to the League of Dummies. That's our live chat here on Another Dumb Show. The League of Dummies, we always give a shout out to whoever was first in there. Now there's a little discrepancy. You have to use, we have an emoji here for the members to use, and Jerry was first using the first emoji, but another person who's in there is somebody who's no longer a member, Pat Wooey. He was technically first, but I'm not giving him any love because he's not a member anymore. But he is going to be part of our fantasy football draft. We're going to be doing the draft order tonight, not the whole draft, so you don't worry about that. We're just going to take a few minutes to do the draft generator. I'm going to generate the order for the draft tonight. That'll take us a little bit of time, like literally 5 minutes, so don't freak out. You're not going to watch a whole draft show tonight. We'll make sure that that's very clear when we do the draft. Speaking of League Dummies, you can always support the show by becoming a member. Just hit that join button once you join. Once you get to go to the Another Dumb Show homepage, click the join button. You'll have an option for 3 different tiers to pick from, all the way or as low as a I knew I forgot to do something before the show. I forgot to change my batteries. Anyway, so what I was saying is I don't have batteries and I'm giving you guys dead air. You can always join the show and become a member and help support the show. We need your guys' support here so I can pay for batteries here on Another Dumb Show. Anywhere from $1.99 up to $1.99 or $9.99 a month to help support the show, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys did so. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Speaking of something I pay for, these damn phones, I pay for them, so I'd like to have you guys call into them. So give us a call, 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862 is the number to call. And don't forget, I always forget to give out that phone number. When we're doing the live show, doing topics and stuff that we're talking about. I always forget to give that out. So, remember, call in when I'm talking about stuff. Oh, check out those pit stains. Those are nice. All right. You know what it is, man? I'm on a big Celsius kick lately. I've been drinking a lot of Celsius. I really love Celsius. And Mikey's down there. I just saw he mentioned in the chat. He will be on in a second. His computer is updating. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. What was I just saying? Oh, if I seem frazzled, it's because I drank too much Celsius today. I had 2 of the big Celsius Essentials, and I just noticed today that you're only supposed to drink 1 of those per day, not 2. The little Celsiuses, you can have 2 a day. The big ones, only 1. So I am soaring on energy drinks right now. You guys saw in the recap there, I had a phone call with Curious George. And I left out of the recap the kind of sad, not George isn't sad, the situation he's in right now and the way he's feeling right now. He's going through some stuff. It got kind of dark and kind of low there for a little bit. And he was saying he's kind of feeling lonely. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know who to hang out with. He doesn't really have a lot of friends to do stuff with. So I recommended to him, or I have a recommendation for him after something I did this weekend. I went with my dad he was in a motorcycle accident a couple of years ago. So he no longer rides bikes, but he's part of a charity organization called Rolling Thunder. That is like a group of bikers and then now a lot of retired bikers, guys that can't ride. It's a really small group, but they do an annual picnic for the Veterans Administration where all of the veterans come down. All the Rolling Thunder people show up, and then they set up a big barbecue. They had me there DJing, so it was actually a cool little setup. It was weird where it was at. It was in a parking garage, which was a little strange. Actually, I think I have some pictures of it here from my Instagram. Yeah, here we go. So here's a picture of what it looked like. It was kind of weird. It was in it, like I said, it was in a parking garage, which was in the bottom of the hospital. So that's why it was in a weird spot. But here's me in front of the Rolling Thunder stuff. They do a lot of stuff with POW and MIA and all that. There's me, the old man. This dude's hard to get into a picture. So it's good to see him coming over and hanging out with me. But yeah, it's a great organization, and they do that picnic in the bottom of the Veterans Administration Hospital. And the cool thing is all these Rolling Thunder guys who are struggling to walk a lot. Like my dad can barely friggin' walk, but they are the ones who are able-bodied will help. Like you saw, I think you might have seen in that picture, that first picture I showed. You can actually just see one of the Rolling Thunder guys in the middle there. That's like the main dude. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more on him. Anyway, but right where that lady is standing, that's one of the people who works at the VA bringing down somebody who's a veteran in a wheelchair. And what then happens is the guys in the Rolling Thunder, they will go around and push the people in the wheelchair through the line, and they get a barbecue meal, and then they get like a little, like a care package with socks and puzzles and stuff to keep people. What is going on with this thing? I'm having a little trouble with my thing. I can't tighten my headphones right now. There's like a kink in them, which these are supposed to be kink free. Man, I'm struggle busting right now. This is driving me crazy. Sorry, guys. It reminds me of the other night. Me doing that goddamn video game thing. Anyway, George, what I was talking about anyway, I'm finished what I was talking about before I show this. George was looking for something to do, and I think what George needs to do is maybe join some sort of charity organization or maybe a motorcycle club. My dad, he's not in a club anymore because he doesn't ride, but you know, he's got to wear his cut. You know, I don't know if you can see in the picture, he's got his cut on. You could kind of see part of it in the picture a little bit. There he goes. There's the old man in his cut. But so yeah, he's very proud of it. I was very proud to be a part of the event myself. It was really cool. I'm such a weirdo though. I get choked up at all these events. Like I can barely make announcements at any of these kind of events. You'd think I'd be more professional, but I just get so I think I'm a uber empath sometimes. And I just absorb kind of what's going on around me. And I always get so damn emotional, and I have a hard time like making announcements sometimes. It's weird. But hey, going back to the train wreck from the other night and Curious George, he's not a train wreck. But I did a College Football 25 live streaming episode or issue on Friday night. And for those of you who aren't into gaming, I did title it that. So if you were dumb enough to come and watch gaming, then that's on you. If you do like game, if you read the description and still came, then you must be someone interested in gaming. But Curious George and I were doing a live game together, an online game. He lives, I think, in Columbus. I live here in Cleveland, and we were playing online together. Sorry, this microphone everything is jacked tonight. I don't know what is going on with me. We were playing this game the other night, and speaking of microphone issues, I could hear George. Everybody on the stream could hear me and George. I could hear George, and I could hear the game, but George could not hear me. And I could not figure out for the life of me why George couldn't hear me, because I have a very specific setup that is designed to where everybody can hear both sides of the, both online players. You can hear our conversation live across the stream. Now, the reason why it didn't work is because of a cord that looks just like this. This cord plugs into my PlayStation controller. My microphone plugs into this, which is actually sending all the microphone audio from the main into here, right? So you guys can hear everything, and the other person on the other end can hear and everything. And then this is what you guys, anyway, long story short, it's a lot of technical stuff, but this cord went bad the other night. So that would explain why nothing was working. I was losing my freaking mind. So this is actually the replacement cord. I did buy a new one. So hopefully, I haven't had a chance to test it. It got here right before the show started. So if you guys do enjoy the gaming issues, we will have a gaming issue hopefully back up and running again. I'm going to do a test after the show tonight, and we will see if this thing works. So again, George, I highly recommend that you need to get, wait, hold on one sec. RK says, boo to Rolling Thunder. They ripped off Harley and got sued. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if there's different chapters of it, because I don't think that my dad would be involved in anything like that. But either way, who gives a shit? They ended up helping out a lot of fucking veterans the other day, so I don't give a fuck what they may or may not have done, or what one chapter may or not have done. Anyway. Speaking of that, Mark D says, he wants to see a rematch between me and Curious George soon. I loved watching the competition. Yeah, and Curious George beat the shit out of me. I'll be honest with you, he kicked my ass. I wasn't playing. He did have the Ohio State cheat code on. That's like Michael Vick and Madden. You have Ohio State. They're so fast. They're so good. It's like are almost unbeatable. And I was playing with Notre Dame, which I think they were like 3 overall or 2 overall points less. I can't remember, but either way, I'm going to say I lost because I was distracted with the audio situation. I wasn't fully into the game or my game plan or paying attention to what his game plan seemed to be, which was just use the fastest players on the field to beat the shit out of me, which he did the entire time. So, Irish Ronnie says, Dumb, I'm still patiently waiting for zombie gaming. I haven't bought any zombie games. I don't like zombies that much. So I might have to find some other horror game to play online, which is, I did forget that I was going to do that. So thank you for reminding me to do that, Ronnie. All right. I'm anxiously awaiting Mikey's arrival here. His computer is still updating, and if I know computers, they take fucking 3 hours to update, so hopefully that won't take too much longer, and we'll have Mikey on here in a minute. Let's see here. What did we have going on here that I could talk about that didn't involve Mikey? Because yeah, just about everything was stuff that he and I kind of talked about over the weekend that we were saving for today. Here, you know what? Real quick, I'll play this kind of fun video. Actually, it's kind of a silly video that I found today. It is. It's a Ring video camera, and I love a good Ring video camera. A lot of them are shitty. A lot of them are great. Where is this video? Oh my God, did I not pull the video? Oh my God, I suck. I didn't pull the video. Oh my God, I'm failing tonight. Hardcore fail tonight. No, honestly, we'd be good to go. I was expecting Mike to be on right now, so that's on me for not having something else. Usually, I have 2 things ready to go, just in case Mikey is running late from work or something like that. And I'm not blaming Mikey for not being ready. I'm blaming myself. But Ring camera. So normally I have a second thing backed up, and my second thing that I normally have backed up, I didn't download the video for, but I've got it right here, guys. See how quickly I work. A little just talk over a segue, and then we get right into what happens. Now, I love a good Ring video camera. I love delivery stuff because I deliver. And real quick before I go into that, RK has a question. Oh, Mikey said zombies on COD. That might be not be a bad idea. We could do that. That sounds fun. And then RK216 says, I got my oldest son an Oculus Quest, and it's insane. Can't wait to see what kind of gaming I can get into when he's not using it. Also known as, I can't wait to try it to use some porn when nobody's home. Because that's what I did. Got my kids an Oculus Quest, opened that motherfucker up, set it up for them, and then immediately, set it up for me to be able to have a profile for myself. And then immediately went in and started checking out all the online porn that I could do in 360 or whatever the fuck it's called, in virtual reality, VR porn, for I guess is what you'd call it. Pretty awesome, pretty fucking cool, very realistic. So RK, I highly recommend it. What you do, RK, is that you make a profile for yourself. Well, you've already given it to them, it sounds like, so that you might be screwed. Because I made a profile on theirs, and then I just deleted the profile and reset the whole thing to a factory reset before I gave it to them. So, yeah, so those things are pretty sweet. Pretty cool. I do see here my main man has made his way on. What is up, bro? How are you?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Chilling like a villain, bro. Would you another typical computer bullshit? Had to do an update and all that crap.
I just turned it on and it said your computer's updating, and then it sat at 30% for like 10 minutes.
That's always fun. Yeah, that's the best. So you had some giant Windows security intelligence update version 2025 bullshit or whatever.
Whatever the hell. I know nothing about computers. I just listen to what the screen says.
I hear you. Now, did it get to the point where you'd waited so long it finally told you that you have to do this update?
Yeah, when I turned on the computer before it even came to the screen where I could log in or anything like that, it just automatically did the updates when the computer turned on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that means you waited a while. You waited a while.
Yeah.
So real quick, I was talking about a video here, Mikey, and I might as well we'll play this video before we get into everything I have to talk about real quick. Since I teased it, we might as well play it real quick. Here is a Ring video camera of a delivery guy. Now, it's a little long. It's about a minute and a half, but it's one of those ones where it's watch till the end kind of a deal. So Ring video camera, FedEx guy. Here we go. Oh! No! Now, you'd think, yeah. Now, I don't know if I could play the audio of that. So there you go. I don't even know what that music is, but sometimes they're weird with music. So, so there you see, he pulls up the truck. The lady comes out.
What the fuck?
And then she really doesn't have much to say other than what the fuck. He's pointing out.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I need some information. Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, so then, they go over, inspect it. She realizes.
Yeah, you hit my house and my car.
You hit my house and my car, she says. So he gives her some sort of like yellow slip. I guess this is the call FedEx if you hit our house slip. That they
because he's got to go. He's got to go finish his deliveries. He can't stop.
I don't think he's going to be able to, Mikey. If you keep watching, it gets even better because he just comes over here and then all of a sudden.
Oh man, I saw this video, but I only watched the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, and then at the end, that's why I say this is one of those ones where you got to wait to the end because he's just standing there and the truck just all of a sudden starts pulling away by itself all over again. So now I got to be honest with you. I thought upon first view of this video, and there he goes, oh shit, oh fuck, I got to play the video of that when it happens, the audio. Here we go.
Oh my God. What the fuck is going on here?
So anyway,
you just had a van that popped out of gear, and the first thing you do is put it back in park and leave it right there.
Well,
you don't put on the e-brake or anything.
That would have made sense. When I first watched it, I have a real bad habit of when I DoorDash, I will pull into a driveway, I will grab my delivery, open my door, grab my phone, and start to get out of the car. And as soon as I take my foot off the brake, I realize I've not put it in park yet. So
I've been driving and pulling into 5 driveways a day for 20 years now, and never one time have I never ever left the car in gear.
On the hustle, man. I've done it several times. I did it enough when I first started door dashing that now it's like I really don't do it anymore because it was I almost hit a car in front of me because I was still in drive.
And I put my parking brake on every time I park.
I got an old car. I worry about that thing breaking if I put it in. I haven't ever really used it, so I worry about the spring breaking or something.
Every day, then it won't go bad.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I haven't used it in God knows how long. So anyway, that video made me laugh because I thought he did exactly what I did. Then I waited to the end of the video and realized it was like you said. It was just a bad transmission or something. It was popping out of park, which you never would have believed that when you first watched it. You thought he's just a dipshit like me and left it in reverse. But nope, just a faulty, bad truck.
Never trust a tranny.
Well, that leads me, what a perfect segue into my next story, Mikey. This weekend, so Saturday I did that event with the Rolling Thunder. And do you think I'm right about that way? That'd be a great idea for George. Maybe not join a motorcycle club, but get involved in some kind of charity. If he's looking for
some kind of charity, some kind of gym, some type of like athletic class or something like that for people like that are a little bit heavier and just getting into the gym, people that help hold you accountable, any type of community type thing.
That's a great idea. There you go. But yeah, that's why I thought charity would be good because it would be fulfilling too because he'd be able to get a little bit back from it as well. So, all right. Now, on to your perfect segue that I ruined by talking about Curious George again. After the event on Saturday, I got home, hung out with B1, had one of the top 3 sexual experiences I've ever had in my life.
Nice, good for you.
Just fantastic. May or may not have busted out the cameras. It was multiple plural cameras, so I mean we were getting angles and everything. It was fucking hot, man. She was on her game. It was fucking great. So nice. Yeah, that was awesome. It was a good night for me. And then after that she stuck around. Usually when I take her to Pound Town, she usually just kind of wobbles her way out of here, legs all like she just rode a horse for 3 hours. I'm kidding. No, but she usually just bounces and we'll smoke and she bounces. But she was like, hey, isn't that Joe Rogan thing on tonight? And I was like, Yeah, his live Netflix special is on, and we should watch it if you want to stick around. And so she ended up sticking around, and so we watched it. He was live from San Antonio, which I was a little surprised. I thought he would be live from his own comedy place, the Mothership in Austin. But I guess
no, he was in
probably not big
almost
enough.
an arena. That was like 10,000 people.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the comedy club's small. So that's what I figured. I just wasn't sure.
Dude, I wanted to go to that show live. Do you see all the comics that opened for him? Are you serious? Whoever went to that show live got to see Joe Rogan, Ron White, Ari Maddie, and William Montgomery, and Tony Hinchcliffe.
Wow. Oh, wow. Jeez, that's a fucking show. No wonder they were so fired up by the time he got on. Because he had a good crowd. They were in the palm of his hand. They were laughing hysterically the whole time. The crowd was really, really into it. My overall, I hated his shirt because his sweat was showing through his shirt under his pecs, and all I could think about
it's all the
was
testosterone, man. He's just he's a Neanderthal.
No, I know. I was so distracted by it because that's all I kept thinking. I was like, God, he's such a fucking Neanderthal. He's just this hairy little monster that fucking just sweats everywhere. And then he picked the shirt that was going to be obviously sweat right through. But I don't know if he was doing that as like, because it's the Texas colors, like the Texas University of Texas Longhorns. So it's kind of almost that burnt umber a little bit. Actually, might as well just show it to you guys since I'm talking about it. Open, please. There we go. Here is the shirt.
Yeah, I was so pumped for the special.
This is pre-sweat before he started sweating. So yeah, I mean, kind of, sort of like the Texas Longhorns colors. But
yeah, it reminds me more of Tennessee Volunteers than Texas.
Actually, you're exactly right, Mikey. I am 100% wrong about that. You're absolutely right. Which I should know.
And the only reason I know that is because William Montgomery wears Tennessee Volunteer colors every fucking week.
And I should know that because in my college football 25 Road to Glory career, I am playing for the Texas Longhorns. So I should have known.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, but no, going back to Joe's special. Overall, I would say I felt like I was listening to his podcast. We're back. Okay. Man, I don't know what the deal is. It's like when I open some websites. Now I'm freezing. What is going on right now? I should close that website. Anyway, overall, it was like listening to his podcast, just with more punchlines put in there about the stuff he would talk about on his podcast, which was entertaining. I found it to be very entertaining the whole time. I had plenty of laugh out loud moments. The F word joke, I belly laughed hard and then like kept laughing thinking about it after the fact because it was such a great callback and it was so timed so well. It was really, really good.
I thought he was gonna go N-word. I really did.
He was pushing that line. I thought he was going to do it for a second, especially after he would said, "Oh, I've said it so many times." And that was one of the good things about it. He was self-deprecating to a point, without backtracking.
The COVID joke and talking about dying, dude. I was absolutely belly laughing for that.
I was laughing
if you would have died of COVID.
Yep, B1 was laughing during that too. She I don't think found it as funny as I did.
Wasn't his best special.
So you agree. It was funny, but not like just banged it out of the park funny.
I feel like this because he talked about having material ready to shoot a special in 2020 when the pandemic hit. And I feel like some of these jokes were still from back then.
Oh, really?
Because some of that just seemed dated. Talking about the N-word stuff, that's from like 2 years ago, COVID 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the jokes just seemed a little dated to me.
Well, that makes sense, but I think he was trying to harken back to when he was canceled. You know what I mean? Which happened around COVID. So I think he was just, that was what and that's what I read. I'm reading, I have an article in Variety that I read about it where they said that he has, I lost this quote. They have dubbed him as the most dangerous man in comedy after this special, based on all the different topics he covered, which, obviously trans. Joe is not a trans guy, so he had quite a big, not a trans guy, not a big fan of trans. I would say he's not a fan of trans people. He's
not a fan of sex change. He's not a fan of the narrative that's being pushed and kids on drugs and stuff like that. And he's really big on the mental ailments that come with people that have that. And
do you think if it was not live, Netflix would have made him cut that out and other parts out? You think?
Not after Tony Hinchcliffe was talking about what he was talking about at that special, dude. I think it's all go.
They're just okay. So they got the floor, pedal to the floor, and they're just going. They're just
they're
these
really
guys rip.
They're going really hard on comedy and almost like oversaturating the market a little bit, to the point where some big comics are leaving Netflix and going to Hulu. Hulu is giving these guys a little bit more time to be in the spotlight. Rather than release specials once a week, they're giving these people like a month. So like Hulu's releasing 12 specials next year, one a month.
Okay.
Of all the big comics. Rather than Netflix, who does the comedy month where there's 12 specials that drop in a month, and they've got 2 specials a month that come out, a bunch of like comedians that you've never heard of before.
So you like what Hulu's doing better because they're doing bigger names.
They got some big names, dude. They got Bill Burr to switch, Jim Gaffigan, Brian Regan.
Well, I wonder
these are all giant arena guys.
I wonder if they had to pay all those guys and weren't able to pay their bill for their server because Hulu's actually been down most of the day today.
Oh. And I think, to be honest with you, we're gonna see Kill Tony on Netflix at some point in the next 2 years.
You think that would? I was actually just thinking about that earlier today. It's funny that you say that because I was thinking that same thing. Would he make? They're going to have to give him an outrageous amount of money to do that because he's making bank on YouTube. So
I don't think he's making a lot on YouTube. I'm pretty sure almost all those episodes probably get dinged. He's making money from his ad revenue and stuff like that. I don't think he makes any money from views.
Oh, that could be. That would make sense.
There's no way, dude. They drop R words, F words, N words. I mean, that's all stuff that's dingable. So I'd imagine he's not getting paid for views.
That's a good point. So then, if he can put together some sort of deal with Netflix to get paid and do whatever they want, then that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Well, it'd be dope if they could do the podcast actually live every Monday night.
Yeah, I know it is kind of funny how they call it. I've always hated that rule. Back in the day when something was live, it had to actually be live.
Yes.
But now they changed the rules to where if it's pre-recorded live, you can still advertise it as being live, which I hate. Yep. That bothers me so much. But either way, I don't think that seems to be pretty unedited. It's pretty straight through, so you're not really missing much in that sense. You know what I mean? As far as the live show, every once in a while they'll edit something out, but that's just something that's going to officially get them canceled. So,
yeah.
From one vaccine. So overall, Joe special, I guess, to just kind of wrap that up in a nutshell. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I find his podcast entertaining. I don't need to agree with something, every word that comes out of somebody's mouth to find it entertaining. And he was able to spin a lot of it in a funny way. The only joke that I thought was stupid, that I was just like, that was a fail, was the Texas weed joke about the Indian burial ground. It didn't
hit.
No, I was just like, oof.
I'm not sure that's a big weed card or a big weed place. I think they're still pretty conservative for the most part.
That's what I didn't understand. I thought that's where he was going to go, somewhere with that joke. But anyway, to wrap it all up, plenty of laugh out loud moments for me. If you like that podcast, Joe Rogan Experience podcast, you'll like his special. If you hate his podcast, you'll hate his special. If you don't like macho male, I wouldn't say misogynistic humor, but unwoke humor, you'll love it for sure.
Yeah, Rogan's in the news today, dude. You see that?
I just saw stuff about his specials in the news, but no, I didn't see him
suing MSNBC.
What?
They cut together a clip of him talking about Kamala and Tulsi Gabbard and made it seem like he's completely 100% endorsing Kamala.
Wait, hold on. Start over. I was trying to pull up the story. Start over. Say that again. I'm sorry.
MSNBC took a bunch of clips of him talking about Kamala Harris and Tulsi Gabbard and made it a giant mashup to seem like he's talking about Kamala the whole time. So they edit a bunch of different clips together about him promoting and being propaganda for Kamala Harris.
Wait, so they edited it to make it look like he's for Kamala Harris?
Yeah, so like all the positive things he said about Tulsi Gabbard and everything like that, they took it and made it seem like it's a full-on commercial on MSNBC and on MSNBC's TikTok of Joe Rogan fully supporting Kamala Harris.
Ooh, now see, this is a tough one
Joe
because
Rogan is now going after big media.
Now, I got to be honest with you though. That's their First Amendment right. That's parody, that's satire. I don't think he's gonna win this one.
There's other rules behind it, and the way that the way that they're allowed to use propaganda. There's actually federal rules about how you can use propaganda and how Tulsi Gabbard talks about it.
You and I just sat here and laughed our asses off at the Kamala Harris deepfake from the other day, where she was making fun of herself. We sat and laughed our asses off at that.
Oh, absolutely, but the news article that I read gives a little bit more detail about it, and Tulsi Gabbard, or I think it was Tulsi Gabbard that explains it a little bit. But I guess it breaks some rules and propaganda in the way that they're allowed to use advertising for political campaigns.
Yeah, there are weird rules about. Hold on one sec. I'm trying to. They're saying that. Okay, so Tulsi Gabbard says MSNBC is again exposed as a propaganda machine for the Democrat elite and how they will brazenly try to deceive the American people. And then she went on to point out that the MSNBC, quote, violated the FEC law by not reporting its propaganda as a contribution to Kamala Harris's electoral campaigns.
I got lost in the sauce when I started reading the details.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to hold water in court. I really, truly believe. I mean, we talked about this the other day with the Larry Flint story and what they did, the whole hustler thing, and I can't remember who he did. I think it was one of the preachers at the time. He did a satirical story or comic about him banging prostitutes or some shit. And Larry Flint won that case. So, and in the end, it came down that satire. Did they present it as satire? That's what we need to see. Like, I'd love to see how they did that.
They actually interject times that he said Kamala's name and made a super edit that he's actually talking about Kamala.
Joe Rogan, MSNBC. See if I can find this thing real quick. 20 seconds.
I should have sent it to you. I was sending you some shit earlier too.
No, that's okay. It'll take me 2 seconds, I think, to find it if it's what I think it is. No, you know why this is? Because he just went off on them. He went off on MSNBC, making fun of Joe Scarborough hardcore for.
Oh, I didn't see that. It must have been in one of his podcasts last week. I didn't listen to any of the episodes last week because there was no comedians on.
He's done it multiple times actually because Joe Scarborough made a comment basically telling people he made himself look like a real idiot on Morning Joe after he met. He was at some sort of event with Joe Biden, and this was post-debate. He goes on MSNBC and says, "This is the best version of Joe Biden we've ever had. And F you if you don't believe, or you don't agree. F you if you don't agree." So that was that comment. And they played that over and over and over on Joe Rogan's show and just made fun of him about it.
Okay.
MSNB. So that could be them getting a little redemption for him making fun of them. But I think I found this clip. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Give me a second, guys. zoom in on this because it's like a weird TikTok of it. All right, here we go. Here's this clip. Let's see what it looks like.
She's going to win. No, she's not. She can win. She is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She in a medical unit. So she was a congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She is a person of color. She's everything you want. She's going to win.
No, she's not.
She can win. They just want no Trump, no matter what. She's going to win.
So there it was. Terribly edited. I mean, I guess you get the idea.
Yeah, hack job.
Yeah, if you hadn't told me what that was, I don't think I would have understood necessarily the context of what he was talking about. But yeah, the way they play it like that, it does make me laugh because it's like it's a straight up fire back at him for everything he said about.
Yeah,
them.
I didn't know that he was making or taking shots last week like that at MSNBC. So that's of course is a clapback.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, for sure. But I got to tell you, as much as I enjoy his program, I think he's going to lose this one. There might be MSNBC might get in trouble with the FEC. Joe Rogan's not going to win against MSNBC in that case.
I haven't read anything about like why Joe Rogan's doing it or anything like that. Maybe he's just trying to shed light on it so they actually do get punished for the FEC violation. I don't see Joe Rogan being the type of guy that's trying to go for a money grab and take a bunch more money.
Let's see if there's any comment back about anything he says. Rogan suing MSNBC. Now I'm getting, Mikey, this is all coming up in weird websites.
I saw it on All Things Comedy, so I didn't see it on a news site.
Yeah, I like all the sites that I'm seeing. It's on
probably like Daily Mail type shit.
Nah, Daily Mail's actually not as bad as you think. This is some weird ones.
Okay, The Onion.
The Onion's a set. It would make sense if it's on The Onion because it could be. I could see this being a satirical story. But as of right now, where I'm reading all these stories from. I don't know if that's a legit story, if it's just a rumor. So we'll have to see. We'll keep an eye on that one.
I read headlines when I'm doom scrolling. I don't verify anything.
No, that's okay. It seems
part of the problem of being a conspiracy theorist. I mean, I just got into a screaming match with my uncle at the house because he's a big Kamala fan.
Really? What was it? What was the fight about?
He didn't like the comment that I mentioned that the reason the stock market went on such a shit dive today was because there's fear of Kamala getting into office.
What was his response and why did it get so heated?
She's going to wipe the floor. It's going to be a landslide victory for her.
I don't know about a landslide victory, but I feel like she's going to win at this point. I just feel like there's going to be so many crazy
I don't believe
coming out to vote.
I don't believe any of the polling numbers, anything like that. I believe all the polling numbers are fake right now just to make it seem like it's going to be a lot closer race than it is so the Democrats can steal the election again.
Well, here's there's some good stuff here of Trump, by the way. Speaking of Trump, let's play this clip. He was at a rally. I actually don't know when this was, to tell you the truth.
He was on Aiden Ross's live stream today.
We'll talk about that in a sec. Hold on. But this rally is so good. I love this guy. He is a man after my own heart. Like, some people love knitting, Mikey. Some people love puzzles. Some people love fine wine. Well, I love fine wine. But, some people are connoisseurs of a lot of things. I'm a connoisseur of beautiful women, Mikey. I've said this many times. Now, Donald Trump is a man after my own heart. He's a connoisseur of beautiful women. He loves a good, beautiful woman more than anything. Now, there's this clip from him at a rally I think in Georgia, talking with you just got to watch it. It's hilarious.
This young woman, I walked into, I don't know what the hell restaurant it was, but I walked into this restaurant. I walked in, she's behind the counter, and she didn't know I was coming. And she goes, "It's President Trump." She looks at me, "It's President Trump. You saved my college." And I said, "How the hell do you know that?" She said, "You are, this one is so smart, so sharp. She grabbed me she gave me a kiss. I said, I think I'm never going back home to the First Lady.
You were supposed to keep that quiet.
See, now, for the average politician, that's death. For me, I don't care. This young...
I love it. He's like me. He's like, everybody knows I'm pervert. Everybody fucking knows. What the fuck?
Lean into it. He's a man.
What's the matter to me? What's the matter? I love it. It made me laugh so hard. Every woman in the world just, cringed and fucking just got goosebumps or cringe bumps, and their hairs on the back of their neck stood up. They saw a fucking.
He knows women ain't his demographic.
Yeah, they know a creep when they see one. But yeah, I don't want to compare myself to him in that creep sense because he's done some weird, creepy shit. But I do love a good, beautiful woman, and so does he. You know what I also love? Remember, I played.
Most of the conservatives that I know that love Trump are really good-looking women.
Oh, there's so many hot blondes that love Trump. That's like a thing.
Yeah, dude, like my Facebook feed, like there is like fucking 5 or 10 girls that I've known for like 15 years that are all absolute smoke shows. I mean, they're all single moms and crazy motherfuckers, but they're all huge conservatives.
I went through a phase on Instagram where I followed Jason Aldean's wife, Brittany Aldean, who is a huge MAGA chick, and a very attractive blonde woman. And they started feeding me conservative blonde Trump women. And I went on
that's
a
what
tear.
My Instagram feed is.
Yeah, I went on a tear following those chicks for a while because they're hot, man. But when they're doing the reels talking about him, I don't care about all that unless they're wearing a bikini. Then I'll listen.
Yeah, I don't care. I watch that shit on mute.
The other day, I talked about how much I love how Kamala Harris will get down and dance. And you mentioned the Aiden Ross live stream today with Donald Trump, where he gave Donald Trump a Cybertruck with his face on it, a Tesla Cybertruck. And you can actually see a little bit of the truck, but Donald Trump says, "You think Kamala's got moves, baby? I got moves for you." Oh, shit, wrong one. Crap, I can't play that one. Here, this is the good one. Shit, I changed the audio out because I can't play YMCA. Here we go. Let's try that again. What a fail. I did get the beat down. Look at that guy move. Look at those moves. Now, did you notice?
He's at home base. He's a good white man when it comes to dancing. He knows he has no rhythm. You stay at your home base, elbows at side, move to the rhythm a little bit, and that's it, bro. Like that's white guy dancing.
Is that how you dance, Mikey?
Pat, without a doubt, homie.
So you dance like Trump, and I dance like Kamala Harris. It's official because I dance like a black woman. You're confirming you dance this.
I wouldn't say she dances like a black woman.
An Indian woman, or
but more Punjabi.
That became black. One more time. Yeah. I love watching Trump dance. Real quick, you see that? See the wind catching his hair? And you can see how bald that guy is. I love when the wind catches his hair and we get a real look at him. But hey, I'm losing mine, so I got the comb over practically going too, so I can't blame the guy for it. But so yeah, there you go. I don't want to talk Donald Trump and Kamala all night. I just had a couple of those videos that made me laugh. We were talking about a crazy. Oh, hold on. I see I got a chat message here that I missed. Michael K says, "I love the Trumper, but the guy just can't keep his mouth shut and get out of his own way. He's his own worst enemy." Yeah, that's what I was saying about the comment we were just laughing about. The Kamala, becoming black comment was. What a way to shoot yourself in the foot for sure. Speaking of, we were talking about Joe Rogan and how he is I don't think we talked a little bit about COVID, but not much about the vaccines. And did he really joke about vaccines other than just saying, if you're coming to me for doctor advice, you're coming to the wrong, comic, you're coming to the wrong place.
Yeah, he didn't really talk much about vaccines.
Right on. So another person who is kind of a goofy vaxxer, RFK Jr., I think he was on Roseanne Barr's podcast today, and he has gone viral for a story that he told Roseanne Barr that is one of the strangest stories I've ever heard. You thought the worm eating his brain was a weird story? This one
I don't
is
understand how
nuts.
Roseanne holds a podcast together. Every time I've seen her featured on Kill Tony or long interviews, dude, it is just absolutely unglued chaos.
I loved her the last time I saw her. I can't remember, just probably the last time she was on. It was so fucking funny. She was such a mess.
She came on and she was
with the girl in the wheelchair.
Fiona. Yeah, Fiona with the
Yes.
fat ass. I follow her on Instagram, dude. I love her.
She's got a fat ass in a wheelchair?
Yeah, bro.
How do you see her ass? She get up and show it to you in a wheelchair?
Yeah, she can still walk a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
She got wide hips, dude. A fat ass.
Well, maybe she took a vaccine and she's like RFK. RFK didn't take a vaccine. His voice is just fucked up from another thing. Spasmodic something. But anyway, here he is talking to Roseanne. And you're right, she is weird. She knows when to keep her mouth shut, though, because she was getting a really, really weird story. Here it is.
I was taking a group of people falconing up in Goshen, New York, up north.
All right, first part of the story already weird. He's going falconing with a bunch of people up in New York, which is already weird. All right.
Valley. And I was supposed to meet them there at like maybe 8 or 9. I was driving up maybe, really early, like 7. And that woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear. And it was very good condition. And I was going to put the meat in my refrigerator. And you can do that in New York State. You can get a bear tag for a roadkill bear. And so then we went hawking, and I had the bear in my car. And then we had a really good day, and we went late. We were catching a lot of game, and the people really loved it, so we stayed late. And instead of going back to my home in Westchester, I had to go right to the city because there was a dinner at Peter Luger's Steakhouse. And at the end of the dinner, it went late, and I realized I couldn't go home. I had to go to the airport. And the bear was in my car, and I didn't want to leave the bear in the car because that would have been bad. So then I thought, at that time, this was a little bit of the redneck in me. There'd been a series of bicycle accidents in New York. They had just put in the bike lanes. And saw a couple of people had gotten killed, and it was every day, and people had gotten badly injured. Every day it was in the press. And so I thought, I wasn't drinking, of course, but people were drinking with me who thought this was a good idea. And I said, I had an old bike in my car that somebody had asked me to get rid of it. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike. It'll be funny for people.
Fucking nutcase.
Everybody thought that's a great idea. So we went and did that, and we thought it would be amusing for whoever found it or something. The next day, it was like, it was on every television station. It was the front page of every paper, and I turned on the TV, and there was like a mile of yellow tape, and there were 20 cop cars. There were helicopters flying over it, and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And then there was some people on TV in tie-back suits with gloves on, lifting up the bike, and they were saying they're going to take this up to Albany to get a fingerprinted. And I was worried because my prints were all over that bike. Luckily, the story died down after a while, and it stayed dead for a decade. And the New Yorker somehow found out about it, and they're going to do a big article on me, and that's one of the articles. So they asked me, the fact checker said, it's going to be a bad story. I think it's a great story.
All right, that guy's running for president right now. What a fucking weirdo he is. So, Mikey, here's actually a picture of him. What happened to my desktop here? Hold on one sec. I think when everything went wonky, I lost my desktop. Hang on one sec, guys. Let's go to play 2. There we go. There he is with the bear. That's the actual picture there.
It's a small little bear. Looks like a cub.
It does, and it's all gross because you can see it's like guts hanging out there. It's actually pretty nasty. I didn't notice that part of the picture. I only noticed the first part of it. But
and he was going to save it for meat to eat.
Yeah, he was going to skin
No wonder this dude ended up with brain worms and a parasite.
Right? He's just eating weird-ass roadkill fucking shit. I've heard plenty of people talk about picking up roadkill and eating it off the side of the road. Like,
my uncle used to go out and pick up roadkill all the time to feed to his wolves.
Okay, well, that's one thing, I guess. That would be a horrible life, driving around trying to find roadkill. But I think...
Until the wolves jumped over the neighbor's fence and killed 3 chihuahuas.
Oh, that's awful. Good grief.
Yeah, they had to put the wolves down, but they were actual hybrid wolves living in the suburbs.
Yeah, I actually worked for a guy who had hybrid wolves. And he would drive around with this giant cage built into the back of his little pickup truck. With these giant wolves in the back of his truck.
Huge, right? Huge.
Oh,
like it looks like a dog and a half.
Massive dogs. Or wolves, hybrid, dog wolf hybrid. I actually, that was one of the people who I actually threatened to do some really bad things to, because when he actually had a little small landscaping company that I worked for at one point in time. And he didn't pay me. And I basically said to him, I go, here's the deal. You're going to pay me by the end of the day, or you're going to wake up within pretty soon, and all your skags are going to be gone. Because he would just leave them in his front yard. They weren't locked up, not chained up, nothing. So skags are his lawnmowers. So I threatened to take his lawnmowers, and I got paid by the end of the day. It might have had something to do because that was the second time I'd smashed somebody in between a car door, and I was holding him up in between his car door and told him, you're going to pay me now or later, one way or the other. So it was not my finest moment, but I got paid in cash, hundos. It was great. It was pretty good. Got my buddy paid too, because he fucked my buddy over too. So I was doing it for the team. You know what I mean? It wasn't me just being a crazy maniac. You know?
Selfless act.
That's right. Thank you, Mikey. I'm glad you understand. Great minds think alike there. Speaking of great minds, you remember the other night I read that email from Jim about...
that long email with all the points and...
Yeah, well, Jim ended up... he must have watched our rebuttal because he sent an email back, and it's another long one, but I'm going to blow right through it because it's actually it's a quick read. And... it kind of hits point by point. Well, I'll kind of recap the last email. He was mad at me for saying what he thought I said was that Trump shooting was the saddest moment of our lifetime, and he gave me a bunch of other things, including Sandy Hook. And then he related that to Mikey and said that Mikey believed in Sandy Hook. How could I believe in that? Do I not believe? Do I not care about dead children? I think that was about it.
Didn't Rogan mention Alex Jones in his special?
Yeah, he actually pointed out the Sandy Hook thing, how he likes Alex Jones, but that one thing was kind of a big thing. Other than that,
a bunch of punchlines after that, he kept coming back to him like, yeah, it really happened.
Yeah, it was good. All right, so Jim comes on and he says, hi, Dom, or emails me and he says, hi, Dom. I wanted to take the time to send you a follow-up email from an issue you had last week where you read my email. I'm sorry. I really came off as a real motherfucker in these last few emails when I listened to them. I know in reality, you don't want kids to be murdered, in all caps. Some topics are just sensitive, and once you did make the point of how, quote, this is sad because of what the country is coming to, unquote, I 100% agree. I started the last email off by agreeing that the shooting should never have happened. Once you explained, it made more sense. As for Mikey, sorry to you too. I was a dick in a different email, calling you out and saying something about your parents that was uncalled for, in all quotes.
Hey, I never remember that. You never read that email.
No, I did read that. I don't know if you were here that night or if you were just in the middle of going through what he was talking about. Because he called your parents out and said that they're enabling you and shit like that. And I had their back and said, what are you going to do? You're going to let your kid,
It's a true toxic family. Absolutely. It's a family riddled with addiction. That's the way it goes. Codependency. Yeah, absolutely. It's something we all work on.
Al-Anon, all that shit. Yeah, I get it. So, So anyway, he goes, but he says it was uncalled for what he said. He goes, regardless of how I felt about other topics Andy talked about, that was beyond in bold how far I should have taken it. I have the same sentiment about the Sandy Hook comments I made to you. Honestly, I just remember you being into conspiracy theories, and I tied you to one that fit the topic. So for that, Mikey, I'm sorry. So that's nice, an apology there.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Now he says, going back to me, he goes, now I'm not going to backtrack on right-wing comments because he said that I was leaning more conservative these days. And he says, and he goes on to complete that thought, I do feel like you've been leaning more conservative, and honestly, that's okay. You're older, you've seen more shit, and you know some things that people want to change might be a hard swing. If that's how you feel, hold on one sec, and you know some things that people want to change might be a hard swing. So maybe he's talking about trans rights or abortion rights or something, I don't know. He goes, but if that's how you feel, I support it. I would just tell you the same thing I tell other conservative family members and friends. You can have an opposing opinion, just don't be a cunt about it. Which sounds like you and your uncle were being cunty to each other.
He made that comment, and he kept making comments about Kamala, and all I kept screaming was no politics in this house, because that's a strict rule at my parents' house. We don't talk politics. Like, they know I'm a Trump guy, a conservative, everything like that. My mother's the polar opposite. My father don't talk politics much. He's more of like middle of the road. He's a purple guy.
Gotcha.
Whatever sounds the best. But we do not talk politics or religion in our family. We don't.
Gotcha.
Strict rule.
That makes sense. That's actually the rule at my parents' house, because my sister is very liberal. Well, I don't know if she's very liberal. She's liberal, and my dad is a hardcore Trumper. So there's no talking politics in that house.
I knew I liked.
But
your dad.
I did talk to my dad the other day at the Rolling Thunder event a little bit about some politics and stuff, and he was. I get the vibe from my dad that he would be willing to vote Democrat if it hasn't gone off the rails so far left. I kind of feel like, because just a bit of the way he was talking, I don't remember, I can't give specific examples necessarily, but I feel like he likes Trump. He identifies with Trump, same age, all that kind of stuff. I still don't understand how and I got to ask him about that one day. Because my dad, part of the reason my dad's part of that Rolling Thunder thing and those charity organizations, because his best friend was POW MIA in Vietnam. And that's the only reason my dad joined up, was to go find that guy. And they never did find him.
You're gonna ask him about the McCain stuff.
Exactly right. Now, Trump had come out and said some bad things about John McCain. He's not a hero because he got captured, all that shit. So I don't understand how my dad could ever forgive Trump for that, because my dad lives and breathes that. I mean, he goes to schools and talks to schools about his experience with losing his friend to Vietnam. I think he does it once a year. So that's like the biggest part of one of the biggest parts of his identity was losing his. I mean, it was the house next door to him. They were best friends from they were 5 years old until they're 18.
It's like me. It's like me and Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, literally neighbors. I mean, like, they shared a driveway, in fact, the two houses. It was crazy. But anyway, so that's like, I'll never understand how he can be such a Trump. I don't know how he got over that hurdle. So I'll have to ask him about that one of these days. But Jim wraps it up and he says, in this last email I sent, I was the cunt. Closing out Real Talk, I love the show, and I have been a paid member for over a year. Asshole, I caught that comment because I joked around and said something about needing to be a paid member or something. I can't remember, but and he said, I love when the show is laid back and you've been killing it with the food challenges. I hope you end up getting back to the giant gyro one. Let's get Mikey to over 300 pounds. Love you guys.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ, Jim. That's the meanest thing you've said yet.
I laughed so hard when I fucking read that email. I was dying, dude. That last part made me laugh really hard. And that's great that he emailed in. I'm very happy about that. So
yeah, that's called healthy conversation.
That's what I love about it. That's why it's nice, because I had said that night, I wish we could talk on the phone back and forth, but I think Jim works and watches it like a day after or whatever. So it's nice to actually get that kind of conversation, even though it's a little bit delayed. So I really do appreciate that. You guys know I love nothing more than when you guys.
We had a little family reunion this past weekend. First time me and my cousins and all of my grandfather's kids on my father's side. It's the first, except for one uncle that there's kind of estranged from the family because of a giant issue. I think I mentioned what happened before at the bowling alley a bunch of years ago.
Dad beat him up.
No, he didn't beat him up, but it was just kind of ragdolled him a little
roughed
bit.
him up. Yeah.
Yeah. So he don't talk to nobody no more. But for like me and all the rest of my cousins that live like way out of town, like the ones that are in Colorado, my cousin that got hit by the car.
Oh wow.
The motorcycle.
So
he was up here yesterday. Yeah, dude. It was the first time all of us cousins have been together in a situation other than a funeral in like 20 years.
That's awesome, dude. I don't know how far you guys live apart, but that's one of the best things that all of my cousins and I do. We do it every
Connecticut, New York, Virginia, and Colorado.
Oh, so a long ways apart. Okay, so I can understand that. Well, we have organized it around Thanksgiving is when we do our cousins night. It will be usually the Wednesday before Thanksgiving or like Thanksgiving night. We all go out and do something. All the younger cousins and the older cousins, and like my daughter goes now and everything.
I think we're going to see like a little bit of a resurgence of our family getting together, seeing as the family in Colorado is going to be moving back to New York State. They're buying a plot of land that's like 400 acres.
Oh, wow. Good for them. That's fun.
And it's going to be
grow lots of stuff.
It's going to be a huge compound. And if anybody in the family wants to move in, they'll give us the plot on the spot. We can put a modular home, build there for free, whatever we want to do.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What part of New York?
Right here in Western New York. They're moving back to where they grew up.
That's fantastic. Well, shit, that's even if nothing else, even if you don't end up moving there, you got your more family back together, and then you got places to go if everybody lives there together and stuff. That's fucking sweet, man.
Yeah, dude, it was an awesome time yesterday.
Good
there was 18 of us.
I do have some of the best times when we do those cousins nights. I mean, we really have a fucking awesome time. You do like, it's laughing, it's crying, it's all
there was
that shit,
there was a bunch of that. So, dude, story time. My little cousin is he's got to be 21 years old now, 22 years old. When he was real young, he was real like heavy set, but he's lost like 150 pounds. He like cut soda out of his life. He's a lot thinner than me now. He went to the gym, changed his life around.
Adderall.
No, none of that. I don't think so. I think most of the people in the family learned from all my shit.
That's good. Same here.
So yesterday he comes to the family reunion. They're not like, he's kind of a shy kid and everything like that. So he has his first girlfriend.
Okay. How old is he again?
21, 22.
Okay. All right.
He brings the girlfriend to the family reunion.
Yeah.
First time meeting the parents, first time meeting the family, everything. They've only been dating for like 3 weeks to a month.
I feel like that's something that would happen with our family. I feel like that's something I would have done or other family.
Dude, first introduction to the parents and everything like that?
Yeah, I have some cousins who do kind of weird shit, get into weird shit, and I could see them doing stuff like that. No, and I've not been around.
Dude, it's just ballsy around an Italian family, dude. It really is, dude. Within 5 minutes of her being at the house, she's in the other room. I can hear my father because he's deaf, and he's like, "So what are you? Polish, Italian?" He's digging into a family tree.
Giving her I love it. That's fucking great. So she won't be back. In other words, those poor kids just lost this girl after no time. That's funny. But some people might like that. She might like that he took her there and was comfortable enough to do that as quickly as it was.
Oh, dude, she was great. He was great, dude. He's coming out of his shell, dude. I love seeing it. And I think my aunt says she watches the show all the time. So hi, Aunt Holly.
Oh, hi, Aunt Holly. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Right on. That's good. No, I have my dad has 4 brothers and a sister, and they all got a bunch of kids, and so I have a huge group of cousins. So I understand what you're talking about when we all get together. It's awesome.
All of us kids, like it was all my grandfather's grandbabies and great grandbabies. But we all are the spitting image of each other at different age groups. Like we all picked up on the Italian side of the family. The non-Italian, we didn't grab any of those genes, and all the we just all are twins. We could pass as brothers, sisters. It don't make a difference.
That's great. Well, like I said, I can relate. I know exactly how much fun that is. Real quick, Mikey, by the way, and I don't mean to cut you off as far as all that goes. I'm very happy you had a good weekend, especially, with your family. And I know your family is tight, but not tight, supposedly. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, it's like I don't have family. It's me, my mom, my dad, my cousin, and my uncle.
You're
we're all like But now to have all the cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody all together, dude. 4 pounds of macaroni, 3 kettles of sauce, chicken French.
It's worth it for the fucking food alone, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude,
awesome.
It was so good.
That's great. Well, speaking of eating, it's football season, baby, and somebody in the Another Dumb Fantasy Football League is going to be eating when they win this thing. 1,000 buckaroonies to the winner. And we need to figure out our draft order. We're not going to do the draft tonight. We're just going to do a little draft generator to figure out the order in which we will draft. And I think we're aiming for next week for the draft. So, and Angelina, big ups to Angelina. She's a Super League of Dummies member. She says she can't wait for this Saturday for Browns football. I can't as well. I'm excited for that. We'll talk about that a little bit here when we come back. We're going to take a quick break. And Scarf Mommy is also a member for 12 months. So big ups to you. Thank you, Scarf Mommy, for being such a supportive member of the show. And I do appreciate that, and I do mean that. Thank you for all your support. So, yeah, let's take a quick break. When we come back from break, we'll do the Another Dumb Fantasy Football draft order generator. That will take literally like 5 minutes. We'll talk a little football. And then, Mikey, have you went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save that. We will talk about that. Then I can't wait to hear your review when we come back from the show. That face said a lot right there. So, alrighty, guys. Second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. Go put on a video of Donald. Take your kids, throw them in the other room, put on a video of Donald Trump dancing and say, or put up Donald and Kamala. Have a dance off in the room. Say, which one of you wants to dance like Kamala? Which one of you wants to dance like Trump? Whichever one they come out dancing like the most, that's who you guys will end up voting for, okay? And that's because second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. So get your little drinky drink. We'll get a little mokey moke. And we'll be right back on Another Dumb Show. Sit tight. Hang on. back to Another Dumb Show. I am Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 240, I think we're on here, baby. Come on, fade out already. My God, let's go. Fade out. Fade out. There we go. All right, I don't know what's going on with the thing. It's not fading out. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, what'd you guys think of this? I'm looking for a little feedback from you guys in the chat, or if you want to call. I had Michael K on hold. He hung up. I was going to grab Michael K real quickly, but what do you guys think of that new camera angle when we start? You like when it's on that wide view, or do you prefer when it's on the couch for Darla Beans? Let me know what you think in the chat. Mikey, you just mentioned that your family members are moving back to Western New York. They're not moving to the Buffalo area, are they? Because there was a huge, whoa, what the fuck was that?
What's what?
Something's going nuts with your mic all of a sudden.
I don't hear it in my headphones.
There you go. It just stopped. Anyway, that was weird. It just was like it sounded like the cord just went wonky or something for a sec. There was a huge water spout in Buffalo. It jumped off of Niagara Falls and ended up in downtown Buffalo, flipping cars.
Yeah, dude, did some serious damage. This is the second tornado in like a month in Buffalo.
Oh, are you serious? Really?
Yeah, dude, one touchdown in Eden. You can look up pictures of it. They destroyed a bunch of shit.
I didn't know that happened in Buffalo. I didn't realize you guys got tornadoes really like in Western New York very much.
We shouldn't. That's why we live in Western New York. There are no natural disasters here.
Just
so
snow.
Everything's getting all fucked up. Yeah, so we don't get snow anymore. We get tropical rains, tornadoes. We had an earthquake.
Really scary.
We're fucked.
So what do you think that means? You think climate change? You think that means climate change is real, or you think we're just China is engineering weather?
No, I think the planet just goes through natural stages like this.
Sorry about that. My bad. Say it again, dude.
I said I think the planet goes through natural changes like this, but I definitely think that we are contributing to it for sure.
Yeah, we have to be. We have to be. All right. Well, speaking of Buffalo, who is going to be going first, and will that person pick Josh Allen perhaps as their quarterback for their fantasy football team, guys?
I hope we have somebody that slow in our league.
Why do you say that? What do you think why are they slow?
You gonna take a quarterback first overall in a PPR league?
You don't think that that's a decent pick? And what's his name? I was gonna go with Aaron Rodgers first. Nobody said that was that big of a deal.
You were gonna go with Aaron Rodgers first overall?
Didn't I pick him first last year? I thought I picked him first, and then he got hurt.
An Achilles. I thought you were saying you'd pick him first overall.
No, not at all, not at all. Hold on one sec here.
Buffalo has no wide receivers. Who's Josh Allen throwing it
to? Don't they have Gabe? What's his name?
Nope.
Did Gabe Davis left too?
He's in Jacksonville.
I didn't know he left. Man, this whole league completely changed.
Their number one wide receiver is Curtis Samuel.
I don't even know who that is anymore.
He's from Washington. He's under 6 foot. He's a speedy bubble screen guy.
All right. Well, hold on one sec. Is this working?
And they got that one dude, Khalif Shakur, and they got that rookie Keon Coleman that's more personality than actual talent.
Hold on one sec, guys. I was going to do something here real quick, and I lost it. I apologize, Mikey. Give me a sec. I'm not ignoring you. I promise.
Oh, you're good. And I'm good till 9 o'clock again.
All right, cool. That
I got to go over to that.
Oh, speaking of that, why didn't you bring her to your family thing?
Oh, hell no. I invited her and she laughed.
No, okay, there you go. Never mind. Alrighty, guys.
She knows my parents and stuff like that. We got a history.
Okay. Well, we do have, hold on one sec, guys. I'm trying to pull this thing up. I apologize, Mikey, if it seems like I'm ignoring you. I'm not. I'm listening. But
no, you're good. I actually hit her with a feelings text today and got fucking left on red.
Oh no! What did you say?
Dude, I know her inside and out. I wasn't expecting a response. She's not the type of person to hit somebody back with feelings type text.
What? Well, what did you?
She's
say?
she's more of an act of service type of person. Like I went over to her house this morning at 7:00 to carry all of her heavy groceries from last night up to her apartment.
Nah, it's guy stuff. That's cool. That's chivalry. That's a good thing. You're courting her. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's So acts of service say a lot more than me hitting her with feelings. She ain't ever gonna hit me back with no feelings text.
Okay, I'm gonna ask again. What'd you text her?
My phone's ringing. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, in a nutshell, was it just like you didn't hit the L word?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
I just said I've been enjoying spending my time with you. I really enjoy the fact that you have very little free time, and what free time you do have, you choose to spend with me.
That's a nice text. I don't think that there's anything to.
No, there was no like feelings. Let's start dating. Let's go Facebook official. Nothing like that. I'm falling for you type shit. No, it was just
that's that's a sly way of saying, hey, I'm into you and I'm enjoying time with you and I would like to spend more time with you. So if you're down for it, let's keep hanging out without being like a simpy ass fucking biznitch. Which, by the way,
it was not like that.
Speaking of simping, in College Football 25 on the Road to Glory thing, where you can be a player, I'm a middle linebacker.
There's got to be something to do with your girlfriend, and you can engage to her and everything like that.
No, you can lose your girlfriend if you simp too hard. She'll break up with you based on your. And I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm obviously not a good enough player as a sophomore to have a good girlfriend yet. But I guess I saw it in a clip that you can actually lose your girlfriend if you simp too hard on her, which is so funny in the world that we live in that would actually be in a video game. Hey, if it's in the game, it's in the game, right? All right. So it is time for us to start another Dumb Fantasy Football League. For some reason, the intro to the Another Dumb Fantasy Football League miraculously disappeared. No fucking idea where it went. I was getting ready to go play it for you guys, but it miraculously disappeared. Let's see, just in case it dumped in here for some reason. Also, so speaking of our fantasy football league, we have a couple things we need to determine. Pat Wooey, the guy who won last year, he sent me
picks last.
What's that? Well, we'll get there in a sec.
Last.
We'll get there in a sec, but he recommended that we get a trophy for the winner this year. And I think I'm going to try to do that. As long as I can afford to do that, I'm going to try to get a trophy. But we'll also need to definitely figure out a punishment. Mikey, now you said you were going to...
on draft night, while we're drafting, as a good little thing, so some of the non-sports fans can have something to watch, you can keep a camera on me the entire time, and I will eat my Snickers and cheese.
All right, perfect. So, yeah, people have been trying to hold your feet to the fire on that one, so that's a perfect way to do it.
I told everyone I do it. I've just been waiting for the right time to do it. And I feel like during the fantasy football draft is a good time, because if I really don't like it and I'm dry heaving the entire time, I'm going to be hella distracted.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's a fun thing to do.
But I'm going to love it. It's going to be so delicious. Oh, dude, I can't wait to unwrap that cheese on the mic so slowly so you can hear that plastic crinkle.
So gross. Oh, gross. All right. No, I don't even want to think about that. It's going to make me puke. I've had quite a few beers at this point. No, I'm kidding. I have had a few beers, but all right. So, guys, the way I did it is I put it's just Mikey, you mentioned the order that we should go in. Now, I put for the random draft generator because we're doing a random draft generator, right? We're not going in.
Yep.
Okay. So the way I did it with the draft generator is we have some new teams this year. So I put the 4 new teams at the top of the league to go first in the generator. It really doesn't mean anything what order I put them in. It's a random. It randomizes all these names, so it really doesn't matter if I end up picking, what order I put them in here. But because last year I put my name in first, and then the generator generated me first as the first pick, everybody got all pissed off. So I am in the 8th slot this year. So there's no issues with it. And so real quick, actually, I did take the time to put together some of the, well, you know what? I'll save this for when we actually get to the league time. Let's just do this generator because I promised everybody I would do it quickly. So, and I want to get to your Deadpool review. So, all right, so let's do this. Let's, you see hoodies in there, then Rushing Mafia, Hertz Donuts, Cleveland Buds. Those are the 4 new teams. Then we have returning from last year, Mikey's team. Go Cup Yourself. Marauders. Another dumb team, my team. Agerian Icarians. Sent from my iPhone. Ocean Gate Titans. And then the Wooies. Now, all of these 5 through 12 are in the order in which we finished. So Wooies finished first. Ocean Gate second. Sent from my iPhone third. And so on and so forth in backwards order. Good with that, Mikey? Makes sense?
Absolutely. I think I couldn't have thought of it any better myself.
Okay, perfect. So let's generate the draft order. Here it is. The Another Dumb Fantasy Football League draft order results are in.
Oh,
man, we're right in the
dude,
middle.
Look at that, dude. The four new teams are all at the bottom.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh, that's
in order.
Those poor guys. Oh no, that sucks for them. All right, hold on. Let me copy this to another, so I don't lose this card. These names here in this order. All right, perfect. Saved. We got it. Just one card, thanks. Oh, why did it do that? Oh, how stupid. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta fix this thing and copy it all weird.
Is Hertz Donuts a Philly fan?
As a matter of fact, he is. Yes. So that'll tell you. Give
God,
you a little
dude,
bit
I
more.
hope you choke on a cheesesteak, you bitch.
Cleveland Buds, I'm sure, is a Browns fan. Rushing Mafia, I'm not sure. Definitely Hertz Donuts is.
Got to be a Bills fan.
Who? Rushing Mafia? Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Hoodie, I believe, is from Kentucky, so I don't know who Hoodie has. So there you go. There is the order. Tyler, who is the coach of the Cleveland Buds, or manager, he says, "Are we doing a snake draft? Later pick, the better." We do a snake draft, which is funny because last year I had the overall pick and then forgot that we were doing a snake draft and completely did my mock draft and all my research completely wrong and was winging it. By the time I got to my second, third, fourth, I was completely winging all my picks at that point.
Yeah, the bottom 4 are definitely in the best spot for real.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because they loop back around and get. Why do you say that? Because it's technically everybody gets the same.
They get two picks in the top 16.
Well, snake draft is stupid then. But don't we then? Because we're in the middle.
I pick at 8 and then again at 17. So I get 2 picks in the top 17. But
okay, so that's not terrible. I see. Pat Wooey says, "I won with the 5th overall pick last year. Middle of the road isn't bad. Equal weighting for each pick." So there you go. Jacob says, "Hell yeah, he's the Rushing Mafia coach." He says, "Last is the best." He is a official League of Dummies members. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate you. I think that's it, guys. So there you go. Now we know who we got playing, what order we're going to be drafting in. We're aiming for a week from tomorrow for the draft date. How's that sound? Is that too early in preseason? Just about right? Yeah, I think that's a good number.
Yeah, dude, we did our dynasty draft last weekend or 2 weeks ago already.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, perfect. So that seems to be the way to go then. We're ready to rock. We will I got most of the people confirming that they're in, I think. I don't think I've gotten anybody back saying that they can't do that night. We have a few people who are going to be able to be on camera, hopefully. And I'd love to get Jerry's in particular would be great. Because remember how great Jerry's looked last year? It was fucking awesome. Let me take this phone call real quick before we get into your Deadpool and Wolverine review, Mikey. Michael K sent me a chat message that said, "I want to rant for 45 seconds." Michael K,
put up the timer.
The floor is yours, bro.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, how you doing, Dom?
I'm well, thank you for asking.
Good. Hey, Mikey, glad you had a good time with your relatives this past weekend.
Thanks, buddy.
But anyway, I was looking at the chat earlier, watching the show, and I'll be the first to admit, and everybody knows it, my talk to text when I text into the show is off the fucking rails. It's ridiculous. But why is it that these grown adults in this chat room end every sentence with LOL? Everybody knows you're not literally laughing out loud. It makes you look ridiculous. It makes you look stupid. You're sophomoric. and it needs to be talked
I'm an
about.
over LOLer.
Yeah, I don't use LOL anymore. I've moved to emojis. You're gonna get a laughing,
Mikey,
crying
we're
face.
not related anymore.
Dude, I don't know. I've never really thought about it, but I am definitely.
You're out of the will.
It's
This
like
is a rich
people,
guy
it's like
too.
people
Shit.
that say like. It's like people that say like every sentence.
Yeah, I do it.
It
I
becomes
say
a
like
crutch.
a lot. I say like a lot. Not as bad as
All
like
right.
Valley Girls or
Anyway,
whatever.
guys, good luck with your draft. I got to get back to the ball game.
All right, dude. Good luck with the cherries. See ya. I was playing the college football 25 the other day, and I was playing with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish against the USC Trojans. And Michael made sure to make a comment on the video afterwards and said the Traverse City somethings are called the Trojans. So that guy loves Traverse City, man. If there's anybody who's got pride in where they live, it's that fucking guy. He really loves Traverse City. Okay. Another thing that we love are comic book hero movies. And Mikey, I gave you guys my Deadpool and Wolverine review a little while back. I think last week I did it, last Monday even. And you had a chance to go see it this past weekend. And let's go and I decided, by the way, before we get into this, the movie has been out long enough. In
2 weeks, we can talk about plot points.
In the world we live in, too, everything's already been spoiled. So I'm not going to spoil anything. If you have not seen it and you don't want it ruined, I totally understand if you want to pause it and come back and listen later or whatever. I totally understand that. But we're just heads up, there will be spoilers in this.
There's not
this
much
review.
to ruin, so let's not worry about it, guys.
So that sounds to me like, Mikey sent me a text the other day, and I think it said to me, saw Deadpool and Wolverine, not thrilled, or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly
Pretty
what
much,
you
yeah.
said. Yeah. Well, let's go step by step since we've both seen it now. Opening scene, they needed to let everybody know how they were going to bring Wolverine back, especially after he had died in Logan. So they have a scene where Deadpool desecrates the dead body of Wolverine's adamantium skeleton. So they confirm the Wolverine from that reality did die on that Earth, or that timeline, or whatever the fuck they're talking about. And
that's where I get lost in the sauce, bro. Like I don't all this TVA shit, and I'm getting way too lost in that. You know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple timelines. There's the multiverse and everything like that. But they're just using the multiverse to just do what they want.
I didn't hate that because it was able to bring Wolverine back. So I didn't hate that. But
and it brought Tobey Maguire back as Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield. I like some of the stuff that they've done. I like really do. I loved Wolverine being back in it. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, especially in the yellow suit with the helmet. Like, all of it. I loved all that. But I am so sick of breaking the fourth wall and talking and all the jabs at Disney and it just
and Fox.
It's over the top, man. Like, I get it.
So
do you get reminded every 3 minutes?
Do you realize what I meant when I said it's a 2-hour meme? Does that make sense now?
Yeah, it does.
Because that's what it felt like. Now,
I had some good laughs. Don't get me wrong.
There were some good laughs. There definitely were. Now, did you find it entertaining at all?
I find the whole premise tired.
What do you mean, the storyline, the
Deadpool
plot,
and just the Deadpool in general. Like, get it? You know, he dies, he gets shot in the face, whatever. You know, I'm just tired of Deadpool. I guess it was really great the first one. I kind of lost a little bit on the second one, and the third one, it just seems really tired at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
like Guardians of the Galaxy to me got better. That's a saga. That Guardians, the first one was really good. Second one got even better. Third one was off the rails. I loved it.
Well, this movie only made it as far as it did because of all the cameos. I think that's
there's some dope ones in there. Like, tell me you saw the.
Well, hold on. Before you say
showman.
anything, real quick, I want to ask you this question before you say anything else. I mentioned during the Deadpool review, or my review of it, that there was a moment in the movie. It was a scene
I was going to think that it was,
yep.
but it was really a different one, and I have no idea what scene you're talking about.
Neither. So you have no guess for either one, like the one you thought it might be. Really?
There was nothing that really blew my head off.
Okay. Well, there were two huge moments in it for me. One of them happened so fast, I actually was a little confused by what I saw. Then the epic moment for me in that movie was when he fucking flipped up his fucking hat and that fucking face mask.
I got goosebumps and all that shit.
Dude,
I definitely did. So
I yelled.
That was probably my favorite part of the movie.
That was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. So sorry if you haven't seen it and that got spoiled for you, but guys, that was one of the cooler things in any kind of comic book movie anywhere. That was one of the best moments ever. Nobody expected it. I didn't see it coming. Nothing. There were no hints.
I loved the scene where they thought they got Captain America.
That's why I was going with cameos. That was so funny. Dude, I was laughing. When I realized that it was Johnny Storm, I was laughing out loud. Brittany didn't get it, but I kind of looked at her.
How bad that series has been and how horrible every Fantastic Four movie has been.
Not gonna lie, I like them all. I like the Fantastic Four movies. I think they're great. I love Jessica Alba too.
You're gonna tell me that you like Green Lantern too.
I don't hate Green Lantern. I love his story with the whole everything's willpower, and it's just however much willpower you're able to create, you can't. I mean, that's awesome. It's just as strong as you can make your mind. That's a sweet because I have
more of a fan of the comic than the movie.
Oh no, that Green Lantern. No, you mean the Green Lantern movie with like Ryan Reynolds? No, that was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
No, God, no.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the comic book characters.
Okay.
I like all the comic book characters. I'm talking about the movie adaptations.
Gotcha. Well, Fantastic Four, I did like those. I can't lie. I liked them all. I liked them all.
I liked the first one with Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis and Jessica Alba. I enjoyed that one.
Even like the remakes with Miles Teller. I'm a nerd for those Fantastic Four movies.
Gave it a shot.
Oh, they're not bad. They're not bad. Miles Teller's a good actor. I like just about everything that dude's in, to be honest with you, even though he's a douchebag in real life.
I'm excited for the reset.
Now I read a comment after I did the review. Somebody posted a comment on my thing saying that there was there were so many Easter eggs in this movie, alluding to like that it was going to connect us to the next part of the multiverse or whatever. Did you get any spoiler other than that TVA bullshit?
Yeah, the common theme is that the TVA is going to be a huge part of this.
Yeah, that's why I said you had to watch Loki first. If you didn't watch Loki, you have no fucking idea.
You're lost in the sauce. You have no idea who the TVA is. You got no. I can't believe you're talking about the TVA and everything like that, but you have no Owen Wilson.
Right. Exactly. Or Loki.
No Loki. No versions of Loki. No nothing. You got one little picture of Thor.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. I'm gonna lie. They referred back to it too many times though. It was funny the first time, but then they kept they did 3 or 4 callbacks to that. It was
why are they taking a shot at Furiosa too? And you have a whole scene that mocks Furiosa.
Which scene was that? Oh yeah, you're
when
right.
They're in the desert.
That's right. Yeah. What is the
and
deal?
They even talk about Furiosa, and it just makes no sense.
Oh, see, I didn't pick up them talking about Furiosa, but I did get I mean, it looked like Furiosa in the desert. These weird tricked out cars and shit. Yeah.
The reason I picked up on it so quick is because I just recently rewatched both of those movies, and I've rewatched them again since I went to the theater to watch Furiosa. I've seen Furiosa 3 times now.
I have that on my list to watch. I want to watch. It's on Amazon. I'm going to watch it one of these days here coming up soon.
Start with the first one and go right into the second one. Go back to back.
I can't rewatch movies, Mikey. I'm really weird about that. It didn't qualify as a movie that I would rewatch.
Okay. Maybe after you watch the second one, maybe you'll think a little different.
Okay, that could be. All right, that could be. Okay, so going back to Deadpool and Wolverine. Overall, so how many I think we did bong hits last time, or how many blunts would you give out of 5? How many blunts would you give Deadpool and Wolverine I don't think I gave my
3.
actual blunt rating 3. I would give it a 3 as well.
Yeah,
3.5.
3.5, maybe.
3.5 just because of the Wolverine factor. Wolverine is so cool. That's the other part that it really pissed me off about that movie. When Wolverine was talking about why he got in trouble with the, you all right with your nose there? You okay?
Oh, dude,
Bad
day? When I smoked bud earlier, I think I broke up bud and I itched my nose and kind of picked my nose, and my sinuses are like locked up, dude. Like I can't blow my nose, nothing's moving, it's running nonstop. If I keep blowing it, I'm gonna blow something out like an eyeball or an eardrum or something like that. So it's literally just running, and I just have to dab it nonstop.
That's fine. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. That's fine. So there was a moment in the movie where Wolverine talked about how he was the worst Wolverine in his world or in his timeline because he let everybody down. And that was implied in the trailer and everything else in the movie leading up to it. It made it look like I let everyone down. I let the team down.
He always had that emo goth type, I let everyone down depressive attitude in every one of his movies.
But
poor me, poor me, poor me.
But that's not what he meant. He was talking about, and I don't know why they didn't show it. You might have missed it. But he said it real quick. Wolverine, after all the X-Men got killed, when he wasn't there for him, went around killing everyone. He went on a complete fucking tear, killing everyone and everything. Good, bad, doesn't matter. If you weren't a mutant,
like Ronan's timeline, Hawkeye.
What do you mean that happens in his timeline and where Wolverine is out of control?
Well, between the two Avengers movies, Endgame and the other one, when all the Avengers died and he lived and everything like that and lost his family, he became the Ronin and started hunting everybody from his past and killing innocents and everything. That's why
Well, that's what pissed me off. Why didn't they show that in the movie? We're looking.
They should have. It'd be like a little flashback scene or something to explain that, to see what it was like in his timeline from the multiverse. Like, why not show that?
Yeah. Instead, we got a stupid montage of different versions of Wolverine across different timelines. Now, one really good moment in that, which is the moment that I thought you were going to think was my favorite moment, because they introduced the Cavalrine. I was sure that you were going to think this was my favorite part of the movie. I was like, I can't believe Mikey didn't immediately say this was going to be my favorite part.
I completely forgot about that part till right now. But dude, he was so jacked. I don't know if it was CGI or what, but dude, he was so much bigger than Wolverine ever was, dude. His lats, his shoulders, dude, he's a brick shithouse.
Dude is so fucking big. That was Brittany's favorite part of the movie. I think that's the only reason I got laid so good this weekend. She was probably thinking of seeing Henry Cavill in a fucking tank top and looking all badass with a beard and shit. That was great. I was like, everybody was laughing. I was like, dude, they took my favorite character, like two of my favorite characters, and morphed them together. I was like, yes. If this happened, if they fucking were, imagine if they did that. And because I always said he's not tall enough to be Superman. But imagine if they had him play Wolverine. He would be a great Wolverine when he plays like kind of.
Anything's possible now in the multiverse, dude. He could come back and play Wolverine in an Avengers movie.
That would be so cool if Zack Snyder directed it too.
I don't want to see an Avengers movie directed by Zack Snyder.
Not an Avengers movie, a Wolverine movie.
Oh, okay. I was saying he could come back in one of the Avengers movies coming up, because there's going to be so many cameos. They talk about like 60 plus heroes.
Well, if it fits into the time, it fits into that story. So you have to have, kind of like they did in Justice League when they had a big battle with Darkseid, where you had like Hercules in there and other Green Lanterns and, Howard the Duck and all that shit. So yeah, I mean, Marvel's definitely ripping off DC. DC's already done this. But I'm still looking forward. All the cameos were great. I mean, Blade, fucking awesome. Really
Loved
great.
It.
I went, oh my God, Blade. And Brittany was like, who?
Who?
And I was like, you don't know Blade? And then
I didn't even know that was a comic book movie when I was a kid.
I didn't either. I didn't know that for the longest time. I didn't know Spawn was a comic book. I didn't know any of that.
Can't wait for the remake of that too, because I love the original with John Leguizamo. Oh my god,
dude, the CGI in that movie was so far beyond where like everything else was with the Spawn.
I mean, if you go back and watch it now, it looks absolutely like horseshit. But at that time, dude, it was so fucking good.
It was out of control good. Irish Ronnie says they fucked up with Gambit from what I've seen online. Oh, they made a mockery of Gambit. It was ridiculous.
Absolutely. That Channing Tatum.
Yeah, it was Channing Tatum doing a horrible Cajun accent.
That was I couldn't figure out what the fucking accent was.
It was so bad. It was so terrible. You can't find it. It was bad. I didn't like that at all. Elektra was great. I love Jennifer Garner. She was badass.
And she was wearing Daredevil's belt.
I didn't even notice that. Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So that was all of the cameos and the stuff like that really were entertaining. That's where it ended.
Speaking of the cameos, did you he had his whole family in that movie?
Ryan Reynolds?
Kid Deadpool was his daughter, the one that talked all that shit to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and cussed a bunch and did all that. The Lady Deadpool was Blake Lively.
Officially, has that come out? Has that been confirmed?
Yeah, both of his kids were in it.
And Blake Lively was Lady Deadpool?
Yes.
Oh, man, she looked good in that fucking suit, man. God damn.
Dude, the only one that I liked is they took a giant jab at the Great Showman, and there was an actual Deadpool that was dressed like the Great Showman.
Well, I heard them play the song at one point real quick. They played a half a second clip of one of the songs from Greatest Showman. I noticed that. I didn't catch the Greatest Showman Deadpool, but I did catch the Deadpool. I saw afterwards the soccer team Deadpool, the Wrexham Deadpool. That was pretty cool.
Because one of the players from Wrexham was that Deadpool.
That was pretty cool. I liked seeing that. So overall, I agree with you, Mikey. I think we're in complete agreement about this, that it was okay. Definitely never going to watch it again.
Nope, no rewatchability.
Couple cool moments. Did you get in your previews, did you get a Red Hulk?
No.
You didn't?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
You saw a trailer for the new Captain America?
Yeah.
From everything I've read about that movie, it's tested so horrible that they've thought about doing a complete reshoot.
Really?
Yep.
Oh man. Well, not surprised. I mean, they're doing they can't get a Hulk movie right to save their fucking lives, so that doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised by that one bit. I did love the little Easter. I wouldn't call it an Easter egg, but the little Hulk shot in the claws, the Wolverine claws. Did you see that? That was awesome. That gave me a big nerd boner for sure. I loved that a lot. So, real quick before you go, Mikey, I know you got to go, and we're gonna wrap things up here.
I was going to say, speaking of disappointments, I know, and I'm not going to talk any details about it, but are you a House of Dragons guy?
No. I gave up on it after the first episode and then I started.
Oh yeah, you gave up on the time lapse scene.
Well, no, I gave up after
between three different characters, three different versions of the same character in the same season.
No, I was just bored. The first episode this year was so boring, and then I didn't see the second or third, and then I saw a news story about the brothel scene. And I was like, this show's stupid. This show's just trying to be shocking now. They're not.
It wasn't even shocking to be shocking, to be honest with you. There was nothing that was really way over the top this season.
It's a girl giving a blowjob.
I don't know.
On
the boys,
HBO Max.
The Boys is shocking. The Boys is shocking to be shocking.
Well, we'll talk about The Boys tomorrow. Because are you good for tomorrow?
Yeah,
we've been talking that there's the stuff in The Boys that we definitely got to hit on. So, and that's going to take some time. So we'll hit that tomorrow.
And just as a little preview, what you talked about and you teased a little bit, laughed my ass off.
Well, don't tell me now, you dipshit. You got to work on saving it, dude. All right. Anyway.
I do a good job of saving most things. I really do. I do a decent job.
And then you text me.
I know, I do, dude. I like texting. You're one of my boys. It's hard. Like I text my boys about things that I'm watching, so it's hard to like save it and then you know what I'm saying. Like I want to talk about it in the moment.
I feel the same way. I understand what you're saying. Don't worry.
And you got a lot more years of practice than me.
True.
I'm good for a little bit. I'm being left on red.
All right. Well, this will take literally like 5 minutes. It's actually really quick. We were just talking about superheroes and Henry Cavill and James Gunn, and Superman obviously is related to Henry Cavill. Well, James Gunn has released a box set of all the different comics that inspired him for the new Superman movie. It's a Superman box set. And it's got, I think this has got, yeah, there it is. There's all the different stories that you should read if you want to know what inspired the Superman movie. So it'll be a million spoilers, but it's for you to decide which, what he took from all four of these to create the new Superman movie. So I think I'm going to probably...
They wrapped filming.
Yeah, they did. They're all finished up. So July 25th of next year is when it comes out. All-Star Superman.
I feel like that's really close to one of the Avengers movies that's coming out, and they're going to be in direct competition.
Good. I hope Superman whoops their asses. He would whoop all their asses in real life. All right, so All-Star Superman, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really like the animation in that much. Superman for All Seasons, I don't really know that, but it's made by the team who made Batman The Long Halloween, which was awesome. So I'll have to check that out. I think I'm going to buy this box set. I know it's $85, but I think I really want to get this. I know this is
made for somebody like you.
I know, especially. I mean, look at that box in itself. I mean, that's just sweet with the logo on the front and if all of them come inside that. That's pretty fucking cool, dude. I want that. Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow?
It doesn't look like an S to me.
I don't know. It doesn't look like an S? Oh, it's based on the Kingdom Come S. So you got to see. You got to look.
I'm lost in the sauce when it comes to that.
Kingdom Come is awesome. I actually have a T-shirt of this. Kingdom Come is an older Superman, which is kind of cool. I don't know how they're going to incorporate that into this. If it's going to be a Superman across the years, we'll have to see. There's other spoiler photos that come out, but the Superman in the one that we saw looked like a young Clark Kent. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll do it. But the Kingdom Come was described by the Washington Examiner as one of the best comic book stories ever told. And the person that made Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow was made by the Watchmen writer Alan Moore. So Watchmen is fucking sweet and kind of dark. So I'm hoping.
I read that whole comic book, the Watchmen book.
The only one that I've really sat down and read comic books for were the Dark Knight trilogy. I read all those. The Frank Miller ones, those were awesome, man.
When I was dating my ex, she made me read it.
You should read you like Batman? You're not a Batman guy, are you?
Oh, I'm a huge Batman guy. Batman's my favorite DC character. He's actually my favorite comic book character other than Thor.
Oh, dude, you got to read the Dark Knight trilogy then. It's a fast read. The art is fantastic. The story's great. Check those out. Get those for yourself. I will. That's a must buy. Like if you're a Batman fan, you got to have that.
Oh, dude, I forgot to bring it out. I just finished my Lego Batman mobile, the one from '89.
Really?
Yeah, the Michael Keaton Batmobile, dude. It took me like 35, 40 hours altogether.
Go get it real quick.
It's all the way in my car.
Oh, never mind. All right, fuck. I thought it was like on the other side of the room when you look the other way.
I'll end up dropping it. I'm so stoned right now, and I can't breathe through my face. Like I'm hoping this doesn't get worse, because if this gets worse, I'm gonna have to hit myself with an EpiPen, and then I'm gonna have to miss work tomorrow, dude. It's gonna suck. Like I'm close to it being on the verge of like everything swelling up. Like I'm like the little thing in the back of my throat is so swollen that it's actually touching my tongue right now.
You want to know when that used to happen to me? When I used to do yayo. When I would blow lines, when I would finally fall asleep, I would be snoring so hard and everything would be so raw from me,
and dry and everything that it swells up like a punching bag.
So bad that I actually almost choked on it one time. I swallowed it. I actually swallowed my uvula.
When I have these allergy attacks. Yeah, dude.
It's scary when you swallow that thing. There's nothing you can do about it. I had to fish it out of the back of my throat.
Not being able to move any air through my nose is the scariest thing that I've ever fucking gone through, because that means I only have one avenue to breathe. And if something happens to my mouth, nothing's going to be able to move through my nose and I'm going to choke and die.
Are you afraid of like eating right now and everything too? Because you just
yes, eating, really? Drinking, everything. Yes. Deathly afraid of it.
Mike,
because I can't drink anything. I can't drink anything because I'm not going to be able to taste it or breathe while I'm drinking it.
Yeah. Do you got a Benadryl or something you can take?
I'm going to take a Benadryl after this, but I can't take a Benadryl before the show. Then everyone's going to think I'm nodded the fuck out. I can't go with my allergy medication again. You know what I'm saying? I already used that excuse.
Oh, you're the boy that cried not out.
Yeah, bro. So you're welcome, chat. I've been dying for you.
That's funny. All right, my dude. Well, let's let you go. Let's take your Benadryl, and that way you can feel better. And real
I'm
quick,
gonna be up with anxiety all night because I'm left on red. I'm not hanging out with her. She didn't hit me back after the feelings text this morning. Like nothing.
Get back on Hinge, dude. A lot of fish in the water, bro. Start swiping.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
I know it sounds horrible, but anyway, whatever. Do it. Why not? The fuck? What's the worth? What's the problem? Next, you end up getting some hoe that wants to come already. Over. I know, but what if you end up getting some hoe that just wants to come over?
I can't do strange no more. If there's no connection or no feeling, it won't even work. I can't even get up.
You can get yourself some Blue Chews or something just so you can.
I don't even watch strange like that.
You need a slump buster, dude. You need a slump buster, even though you just got laid. You need some strange. I think you need to just get back in the saddle. It'll remind you what the saddle's like.
Since I've been like 25, dude, if there's no like legitimate connection or feelings, like I have no interest in smashing strange. No interest in one night stands, hookups, nothing like that.
Fair enough. I'm good. I mean, I guess I can understand. I can kind of understand how you're feeling. I'm not
single, dude. From 18 to 25, dude, I smashed everything in sight. From 85 pounds to 340 pounds.
So you're a little bit more choosy now. Okay.
Yeah. Dude. Well, my nickname was Jello.
I was gonna say I would say Hinge that's like more of a relationship app. It's not a hookup app, right? So
that's where I met the girl that catfished me that showed up in fucking stupid house shoes and a tank top.
I forgot about that. The last girl from Hinge. Showed up in her house. Did you ever? Whatever happened to that? Did you just never talk to her again? She never talked to you. It was just
blocked her phone number, dude. She texted me the next day, and then I blocked her.
Just straight up, not even a courtesy. Yeah. Why not? No, why not a courtesy? Hey, this didn't work out.
False advertising, bitch. Remove the filters on your fucking Hinge profile and then come talk to me. Oh, I wouldn't have swiped right on you anyways.
That's fucking funny, dude. I love it. Oh, man. We're living in a fucked up world right now. I love it. All right. Well, shit, dude. Let's just wrap this up, man. We'll talk tomorrow more. We'll talk about the boys, all that, the stuff that I had mentioned from there. We'll dive into all that because there's actually a little bit more to that than I wanted to talk about.
That's the one where there's actually two scenes that I watched where I thought I saw the first scene and I was like, this is the one he's talking about.
Oh, good. All right.
Scene like 3 episodes later, and I was like, this is definitely the one.
We'll talk about all of them then. So, all right, perfect. So, all right. Well, hey. Congratulations again to Sent from my iPhone. He was first overall in our draft. Some people say that's not the best place to be, but isn't that weird that the first 4 ended up the last 4 in that generator?
It's really weird.
Isn't that so...
Dude, it almost went in exact reverse order because I'm picking 5th, and I was 5th in line behind the first 5.
Wooey's ended up 7th, and he would have ended up being last if it went in perfect order.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like it almost put it in exact reverse order of the numbers you had it.
That is weird that you and I are right next to each other again. I think last year that happened in the draft. We were right next to each other. Well, what's done is done. We did one last year.
It's a random generator.
Yeah, so there's nothing we can really do about that. So. All right, my dude. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. Thank you for your Deadpool and Wolverine review. I appreciate you going to see that. I'm going to turn on Angelina earlier mentioned that there is some beach volleyball on. I imagine I probably have already missed it at this point, but I do have a story about beach volleyball in the Olympics that we'll talk about tomorrow that kind of ties into everything that we're talking about with the boys and stuff.
I can't wait for Kill Tony and the mystery guest tonight.
I am literally I have not watched the last 2 or 3 Kill Tonys. I am way behind. I took last week. Well, you know what it is? Last week I took off driving because I don't even know if I told you.
Oh, you listen. You listen. You don't watch.
No. Actually, I do watch it. I don't know why I haven't watched it. What have I been watching? Oh, the Olympics, I think, has been on. So I've been Olympicing.
Oh, yeah, it's been on for a week. Yeah,
I've been a lot of Olympicing. There's a lot of asses to be seen on the Olympics. So, but no, I took off driving from DoorDash last week because I pulled my groin somehow. And when we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, it was so bad that like I could take like 4 steps, then I have to stop. Then Jesus. I could take like 4 more steps and I had to stop. Like it was really, really bad. And then I would get out of bed, I'd take 3 steps and it would pull again. So I finally said to B1, I'm like, I think I literally just need to sit on my ass and not walk and let this fucking thing heal. Because
let it rest. Throw some heat on it, throw some ice on it, alternate between the two, take ibuprofen for the inflammation.
Couldn't ice it or heat it because of where it was at in my groin. It's like a deep muscle. Like I can't even rub it.
Like that Jimmer Fredette clip from the Olympics.
I saw that. I wish I could play that.
That's
so
what you
bad.
need.
I know. I need some chick to just sit there and rub it out for me for sure. That was such a great clip. If you don't know what he's talking about, there's a clip in the Olympics of a guy. Was he a gymnast?
No, he's a basketball player. He's 3-on-3 basketball.
That's right. A guy in a 3-on-3 league was on the sidelines. It looked like he pulled his groin. And then a woman trainer gets on her knees in front of him. And it looks like she's jerking him off, but she's just rubbing the inside of his thigh. But it looks like she's giving him a fucking hand job at the same time.
Oh, yeah. She's deep in that groin.
So I could have used that.
Did you see the little teaser clip I sent you from tonight's episode?
And
what William is dressed up as?
I did see that. I thought that was an old clip. I didn't know that was from tonight's clip. So I'll definitely have to watch
dude,
that
he's dressed
really
up as that for the entire episode, and he's on the board.
That'll be great. Oh, funny. Oh, he's on the panel tonight?
Yeah.
All right, I might have to skip the last 2 and just go and watch that then because I love William Montgomery. He's my favorite part of that show by a long shot. Well, I take that back. Tony's my favorite part of that show. And then William right behind him. So, all right.
William is definitely my favorite part of that show, without a fucking doubt.
More than Tony?
I ain't never going to stop.
Tony is so quick. I don't think I've ever seen anybody as quick as that dude. Ever in my life. I can't think of anybody other than maybe, what's his name? The other roast guy that's really old. Don Rickles.
Lucas.
Don Rickles is the only other person I can think of.
Don Rickles is hilarious, dude. I love clips of him.
Greatest. He's one of the greatest of all time. Greatest roaster. So good. So fucking funny. I love that guy.
The original roaster.
Totally. And that's why I say the only person I've ever really seen that can hang with the quickness, because like Jeffrey Ross is good. He's funny. But in the roast master and like handling it and all that. But Tony is, dude, he's so quick. He is. I don't know
his recall and his brain works so quick. I really don't understand how it happens. Like it makes me feel like it's scripted and it's like not real with how quick he comes up with this shit.
I'm literally almost embarrassing. Well, Scarf Mommy goes, I'm going to start counting how many times we hear about Kill Tony every stream. Well, Monday nights you'll probably always hear about it, and then maybe a Tuesday if we
absolutely will.
Monday and Tuesdays you might hear about it. So give it a shot.
Because I'm going to see it live this weekend.
Oh my God, that's this weekend?
Yeah, we're going on Saturday. Saturday morning, we're leaving at like 6 a.m. We got the hotel a 10th of a mile from MSG.
Now, where's that? Is that in New Jersey? Madison Square Garden? Is that in like?
I think it's right in New York, dude.
Is it New York?
Downtown, yeah. The rest of the football teams and everything play in Jersey, but the basketball team definitely plays in New York.
All right, let's see this on a map. Am I mixing up the Meadowlands and Madison Square Garden?
I believe so.
Oh yeah. I'm mixing up. Yeah, it's right in the middle of fucking Manhattan. So yeah, I'm an idiot. So that'll be sweet. Have you ever been to New York City? I've never been there.
I have. I went once on a July 4th. for some fireworks and walked like fucking 17 miles in a day, dude.
Ugh, fuck that. For fireworks?
Went to Central Park. It smells like piss. That's all I remember about Central Park. There's a bunch of bodegas with really good sandwiches and stuff. But other than that, I wasn't really impressed with the city.
Yeah, Brittany's sister was just there, and she said the same thing. Her younger sister is going to be going, I think, or might be going to school there for dance. And so they were.
No shit.
Yeah, she's a really talented dancer. So she's going to be, I think, ballet or whatever, one of those schools there.
Isn't it like Juilliard in New York?
I don't think it's Juilliard. I think it's another school. And I don't think it's Juilliard. It's another.
There's a few school of the arts there.
Yeah. So she said the same thing, though. She hated the city. She said she loved her experience and all the things she did with the school and everything, but this actual city itself was horrible. She didn't like anything. Dirty,
Yeah,
smelled.
I'm not looking forward to walking around and thinking about getting punched in the face like Rick Moranis all day.
Oh, dude, I have a clip. I wish I could play it because I haven't had a chance to edit it, but I think it's in New York. It's this clip of this woman. She's like on the ground, just like half dead, like a zombie on the ground, and she's topless. So I can't play it until I edit it. And then like you lose track of her on the camera, and then it's just all of a sudden this guy turns and he looks out his driver's side window, and she just in his driver's side window, and this motherfucker just stomps on the gas, and she's fucking hanging on the window, just go ah! It's fucking nuts, man. And I wish I'd had time. I literally found it like 5 minutes before the show started, and I didn't have time.
Pull
to
it for
edit
tomorrow.
I will, because at the beginning of it, she's on the side of the road with her boobs hanging out, so I got to blur all that shit out, and that is a pain in the ass. So I'm still learning how to blur. It's a real fucking pain in the ass. So, alrighty, guys. Mikey, I love you, dude. I hope you hear back from your girl.
Love you, buddy.
Don't get anxiety about it. If you don't, maybe she's just,
Dude, she works 65 hours a week and takes care of her mom. I'm really not sweating it.
All right, good. Well, you said you were going to have anxiety about it, so I don't want you to have any anxiety.
Yeah, when don't I have anxiety? I live with anxiety and I can't breathe. I'm going to die. It's just a normal Monday.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. All right. Well, I hope you have a good rest of the night worrying about all that.
Love you, buddy.
I love you too, dude. Later. Oh, poor Mikey. Oh, man. All right. Well, I hope he hears back from his girl, puts a little light in his life because she seemed to make him happy. So I hope he hears back from her soon. So, alrighty, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. We went a little long tonight. So those of you who stuck around for the whole show, I really appreciate it. If you've not already taken a second to hit the thumbs up on tonight's video, I would greatly appreciate that. I got an email right during the middle of the show. It might have been during a break. Oh, you know what? I take that back. It was a direct message I got. I don't remember who it was from. Actually, hold on. It might take me a second to pull it up here. Here's my messages. Okay, never mind. I didn't get a message in this one. It's in a different one. Anyway, the message said, "Hey, Dumb, can you upload the show as an audio-only podcast?" Well, he might fast forward through the beginning of the show where I tell everybody that you are able to download Another Dumb Show as an audio-only podcast. You can do that through the YouTube Music app. It's already built into it. So when I upload the show as a regular live show, once it gets uploaded, it automatically gets posted as a podcast as well. So you can download the audio-only version of Another Dumb Show through YouTube Music. And just a reminder to everybody, support the show. I appreciate everybody watching, but for us to keep this thing up and running, we definitely need your support. So please become a member. Go to the Another Dumb Show homepage, click the join button, and pick a tier level that works best for you. You can work from $1.99 a month all the way up to $9.99 a month, whatever works best for you. And the tier 2 level gets you members only shows. And now that I think I got this cord worked out, we'll probably be doing some more members only shows with some College Football 25. So if you like to game, you can get on and you can game with me if you're on a PlayStation 5. And I think it's crossplay, so I would assume you can do it through Xbox too. I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So pick that middle level and you have access to the members only ones. And then also for the tier 3 level, you'll have access to everything and more. One of these days, I'm going to get merch put together. And then you got a discount on those if you're a tier 3 level, the Team Dumb ultimate fan level. So check that out if you want to help support the show. Once again, everybody, thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. You know, I know you have a million things you could be doing on your evenings between 7 and 9. So the fact that you come and hang out with me means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. I hope you have a great day tomorrow, and we will be back live tomorrow at 7. Until then, I am out of here. See you.